Hello, 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 beautiful people. It's your girl, Cambella from HPOV Podcast, Her Power Over Voice. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. This is episode 4, guys. Episode 4. Thank you so much for tuning in, all the support, all the love that I see out there, all my listeners and followers. Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you. So tonight we are talking about women. We are celebrating Women's History this month, guys. Come on, y'all. Let's give it up for the ladies. Let's give it up for the women. And you know, I'm a serial feminist, so I am all about women empowerment. I'm all about supporting another woman and just uplifting another woman, you know, and celebrating our accomplishments. So tonight is celebrating women. We're going to continue celebrating women this month. So tonight's episode is called Women United, Divided We Fall. Now let's talk about a clip that I posted last week. The topic was about colorism. And I want to thank the ones who, commented on the topic and contributed to the conversation. I based it off of a clip that I also posted from Basketball Wives. Now, many of you know the show, very popular show on VH1 called Basketball Wives. So last season and this season, they visited the topic of colorism based off of a claim from one of the characters on the show, OG, who alleges that the group of women have an issue of colorism within the group. Now, you know, none of the ladies are having it. They are not trying to hear it. So the show took a horrible turn last season. Now let's dig even deeper, because the show has always been on a rocky, you know, type of road when it comes to women fighting, women tearing each other down, throwing shade, being spiteful, backstabbing, and a little bit of bullying, I would say. So the show has its reputation, per se, that it is not a show that I feel, in my opinion, represents women of unity and positivity. I do not feel that. So moving forward, the show had a lot of turnover as well. A lot of people know that, you know, there were a lot of women that came on the show, left the show, had issues with production, had issues with bullying and different things of that nature. So the show has really just came to a halt last season. When this colorism issue came aboard, it was kind of like, hold up, wait a minute. Let's talk about this, because we don't want to be portrayed in that type of light. You know, we've called each other bitches. We've done some things. We've you know, backstabbed. We've talked about each other. But that's one thing that we don't want to put that label on our character, right? Because that's a serious accusation. It's an accusation that you want to be upfront. You want to confront it, and you want to get to the bottom of it. So I believe this season they took the time to do like a little getaway, and they wanted to talk to OG and really try to understand what they did to make her feel that way, and try to, you know, rebuild that sisterhood and get to know her a little better. Okay. So that's a little bit of backstory. And poor Jackie Christie was kind of the peacemaker this time. And she was going back and forth. There were 2 different houses that she was going back and forth, trying to unite the ladies, trying to get conversations going. And I caught up on the show today, the show from last night, and it really just came to a halt because nothing could be resolved. OG was not going to go back on her word. The other ladies were not going to admit that they were colorist or racist, and they were very hurt. And some women went home. Most of them went home due to not being able to resolve and trying to keep their peace. So very sad. The show is still going on. I think they have a couple more episodes left, but just want to talk about women and how women build relationships with other women. And why is it that it's so hard to build relationships with other women and keep positive relationships with women? Now, I know a lot of women will say that, hey, I get along better with men. I have a lot of male friends. I don't have a lot of female friends because females are just catty. They tear each other down. They're not positive. So I know a lot of women that are like that. They just don't mess with females. They do not want that bad energy in the air, right? And that's pretty sad. So I'm trying to figure, and I'll say for me, I have probably, I would say, a good handful of good female friends that I know are genuine. I know they have my back when I need it, and they're going to catch me when I fall, or if I fall, and support me. No jealousy, envy. Those are the type of friends that's the type of friend that I am, to a female. When I go into trying to build a relationship with a female, I go into it with the intention that I'm going to be positive, genuine, and really try to build this relationship, right? So saying that, we want to say, always be positive when you are trying to build a relationship. So I have five things that you should do when you're trying to build a relationship with another woman, female to female. And before I get into those 5 things, there are a few things that keep women from getting into those positive relationships, from building those positive relationships. Now, we'll go over those right now. A lot of times when you are a woman in a new group, you prejudge. You go into it prejudging people before you get to know them. And you prejudge them based on their looks, based on their bank accounts, based on what they have on, their appearance, based on what kind of car they drive. You can base it off of their background, their education. There's a lot of things that go into prejudging another woman that can hinder you from building a positive, genuine relationship with another female, that you can be supportive and be there for each other. So let's go over the 5 things that I feel are healthy and you should practice when trying to build positive relationships with other women. The first thing is go into a friendship or a meeting with another woman with an open mind and a positive attitude. So that means when you first meet someone, you don't look them up from head to toe and tell yourself, I can't, this girl don't even look right. This girl don't even dress right. I don't even like the way she's smiling. I am serious. I'm telling you, I know females are catty. You hear me? And they are, we as a whole have that premeditated, perception that I'm gonna go into this and I'm gonna prejudge this woman, right? And you see it all the time. Okay, 2, support each other in endeavors, in dreams and aspirations, right? Encourage each other. When you see another female trying to do something or doing something positive, encourage them, support them. Support each other by just giving them that encouragement, that push, that, girl, you can do this. Let's do it. If you need help with anything, let me know. If you want to talk about it, let me know. Sometimes support is just having that person you can call when you're like frustrated during the process. Hey girl, I'm hung up. I got writer's block. I got all these things on my plate. I can't get it done. You just want somebody there to support you and push you to that dream. You know what I'm saying? So that's second thing, support each other. Third thing to do, if you're experiencing a personal issue or, you got low self-esteem yourself, and ladies, you got low self-esteem or you got some issues going on at home that you haven't dealt with or whatever, and you take it out on that woman or that friend that's moving forward or that friend that you see maybe winning. So you're upset and, you kind of lash out and take that out on that woman. Now, a lot of times that lash out could be, oh, I'm talking about her to somebody else. I'm gonna dog her out because she winning and I'm losing right now. You know what I'm saying? So take care of you and your own insecurities first before you go and try to trash or downgrade another woman. That's just not cool, right? It's not cool at all. Okay, the fourth thing I have on my list is genuinely try to get to know someone. Don't base your perception off somebody else's opinion of them. Now, a lot of times you go into a relationship or a friendship with another female and you are prejudging or you've heard something from somebody else. And so you automatically shut down and don't try to get to know that person. I don't know how many times I have gotten a bad rap from another female about another female that I was trying to get to know. And turns out this female was so dope. And I was like, okay, cool. We can be friends. Like, I'm glad I didn't listen to that other female about this female because this person is actually cool and actually dope. I can really vibe with her. Maybe what they had or their relationship didn't work based off of their personalities. But don't go into meeting someone and judge them based off of somebody else's opinion. That's just a no-no. That's a recipe for disaster, straight up. So last, number 5, celebrate the wins. I don't know how many times you have some people that only celebrate their own stuff, right? When you do something positive or you have a win or you do something positive, they're like, brush right over it. Don't acknowledge it. Don't celebrate, celebrate each other. When you see somebody winning or you see somebody accomplish something big, like give them their flowers. You know what I'm saying? Because your time is coming. If you haven't gotten your time yet, or, God hasn't blessed you yet, or you feel like you haven't got blessed yet, it's coming. Long as you keep your positive attitude, you keep moving forward and, gold digging, doing things that you're supposed to do, your time is going to come. Don't be jealous and envious of somebody who has, reached their goals and have gotten to where they want to be. So that's 5. You definitely have to just, be positive when you go into these relationships. Women often have a terrible habit of just tearing each other down before they get to know each other, before they get to getting or building a friendship. And I believe going back to the Basketball Wives, it's just that show has become so toxic. And it's not what women want to be portrayed as. It's not what I want to be portrayed as at all. It's become so toxic, and they have begun to tear each other down, talk about each other, and I'm trying to figure out what is it, and it has to be a lot of internal hurt from each of them. I feel because they all have one thing in common. They dated a player, right? They dated a basketball player or a football player or whatever the case may be. So they have been in toxic relationships with these men. And I feel like that's one thing they have in common. But instead of building off of that and saying, hey guys, we got something in common. We was with some jacked up men. We need to come together and realize and support each other. They are doing the opposite, So I applaud the executive producers, Shawnee O'Neal, this season for trying to rebuild the friendship and rebuild the franchise, I believe, because it has gotten a bad rap, and it's definitely not what you want to be portrayed as. It's not a good representation of strong women, especially women of color. It's not something that you want to be associated with. I know the women that left the show, one named Tammy Roman, who is a queen in her own right. Shout out to Tammy Roman doing her thing. That show was not a good look for her. That show was not what she wanted to be on her resume moving forward in the direction that she wanted to go into. So I'm happy that they're trying to revamp. I'm trying to come to a kumbaya moment. And they have actually admitted that they have had some favorites on the show. They have gotten some have gotten away with more than others. And, some things, some ratchet behavior has been going on. So I'm glad that they are admitting that, because the first thing to do when you are trying to rebuild a female unity and support system is to admit your wrongs. And just really try to rectify them, try to work through them. I think communication is key when you're talking about rebuilding relationships with females. A lot of times a miscommunication, a communication is broken through channels of, gossip and, just backbiting and not really listening to listen to each other, but listening to respond to each other. You know what I'm saying? So just really, really am rooting for the show, because again, it's a lot of great women, I feel, still, even with the toxic relationships that they have had in the past. I still believe in them as a whole. I believe that they can turn the show around. Each woman is special in their own right. Each of them have been through things that women go through with relationships, men, and different family things that's going on. And I thought that during this season with COVID and, the Black Lives Matter, everything that's going on in the world, that they would be able to come together and, squash this. So we'll see. I think they got a few episodes left, but we'll see what happens. So just shout out to the show, pray for the women, and, because it's really sad to see, that's a really sad, depiction of women, and that's not what it's about. You want to encourage women. You want to be there for each other. You want to have that sisterhood and that bond. And I know if you notice, there's so many different shows of women. We got the Housewives franchise, the Atlanta Housewives, the Orange County, all these women, even the Collective show that just came out, the women in Mississippi. Like, you always have a show of women. You're always going to have that cattiness. You're always going to have a little bit of backbiting, a little bit of talking, a little bit of gossip. But you have some positive moments in the show where the women come together and do positive things together. And this Basketball Wives, I just haven't seen that. I haven't seen the women come together on an issue or come together to help an organization. I haven't seen that. So I'm hoping that they can get that together and just revamp it, because it needs it. So shout out to Shawnee O'Neal. I hope the show gets better. Shout out to Jackie Christie, because you were holding it down this season. Jackie is like one of my favorites on the show. She's holding it down, and like I said, trying to be the peacemaker, and she's doing a good job. She's like the OG of the show. Like, she's doing a good job. I love some Jackie Christie. So shout out to Jackie Christie. You doing your thing. Right. So we're at the point of the show where we're going to do the bowl of truth. Hey. All right. Since it's me alone, let's see. I got 2 questions in here for myself. Shake it up. Let's see. The first question is, have you ever had to break up with a friend? What was the reason? Okay, that's a good topic, because we are talking about friendships and females, right? So, yeah, I have had to break up with a friend. Unfortunately, it was a friend of many years. This friend was a part of my life to my college years, just, celebrating some of those moments in my life and highlights in my life with me, and was there for me. I kind of know what happened. It was a situation in her life that kind of shed some negative light on her end. And I think she felt that I would judge her based on the decisions that she made. When in fact, when those decisions were made, I told her that I would not. I'm not that type of person. I love you regardless of whatever you choose to do in life. That's just me. And anybody that knows me as a friend know that I'm going to support you 100% with whatever you got going on in your life. If I'm your friend and I call you my friend, like, that's just me, right? So I think that's one thing that she kind of just, I guess, her own guilt gravitated away from me. I noticed, she just was moving further away. The contact with me became less and less. And I had done nothing. I promise you, it was just like that incident happened. I knew about it. And I think that kind of took her out to sea. Just kind of cut all ties, just not, didn't deal with the person. And, if that person wants to talk to me, they have access to get to me. So they know how to get to me. So yeah, I think just for me, I have short patience for nonsense. I have short patience for people who aren't really for me. When I see signs that you are not like genuine and supportive and encouraging, and giving off the same type of energy that I'm giving off, that positive energy, then I cut you off, because life is too short. It's just too short to deal with it. So yeah, that was that. And moving right along. Let's see what the second one is. All right. What's one sign that you would probably stay friends with someone for life? Okay, that's easy. I think one sign that would let you know that we're going to be friends for life is, let me see. I think for me, if we genuinely connect, it's not a forced friendship. You know what I mean? Like, cause I have my genuine friends, like I don't have to talk to them every day. And I can go kind of like months without talking to one of my genuine friends, because, let's face it, we're all grown. We all, most of us are married with children, and, we've moved in different states, or, whatever the case may be. And, we get busy. So you're not able to talk to people every day like you used to, or you're not able to connect with people every day. But I think one sign that you have a friend for life is that when we talk and we link back up, we literally pick up from where we left off. Like, there's no skip, we don't skip a beat in our genuineness, our friendship, our commitment to our friendship. It's like, girl, what you doing? Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's like when we talk to each other, it feels like home. You know what I'm saying? And so that's one sign that you know that you got a friend in me for life. And you guys know who you are. So shout out to those females that, it don't matter the time to go by. We just like this. So when we get back together, it's like, or we connect, we talk, or we get a phone call. It's like, what's up, girl? What you doing? It's like, I talked to you yesterday and I hadn't talked to you in 2-3 months. So it's definitely that for me. So just being genuine and having that love for each other. So yeah, and stay positive. I like positive people. I like to be around positive people. So yeah, that's it for me. So yeah, thank you guys. So that was the bold truth. So I'm going to close out. I want to say thank you again for joining me in this session. And I just want to say, I want to encourage all the women out here to really genuinely try to build or rebuild a friendship with another female and stay positive about, what the friendship can be. If you have had trouble, building relationships with women, take the time to see what it is that you like or what it is that you're looking for in a friend. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we're like, oh, I just don't get along with females. I just can't. But we want to encourage you to really, really dig deep dig deep and figure out like what it is that you are looking for within a friend, a friendship, a female friendship, and just, build off of that. And when you're going into a friendship with someone, or you meet someone that could potentially be a good friend or someone, a confidant, be positive and open-minded. Don't think everybody's out to get you. You know what I'm saying? Don't think everybody's out to stab you in the back, or sleep with your man. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying don't keep your eyes open now, because there are some females out here that are treacherous. But for the most part, keep an open mind and keep an open heart. And when you see the signs of a red flag that you can't, this is not a good, healthy relationship, get out. Life is too short, like I said, for all that toxic stuff. You don't want to have a toxic relationship. So if something seems toxic and seems like it's suffocating you, you're giving more to the relationship or the friendship than the person is giving back to you, then 9 times out of 10 that's not a good friend. So that's another thing to look out for. Like if you're the one who constantly give, and constantly listen to people harbor over the phone, like they got all these problems and, never want to listen to you. They're so engulfed in their own situations that they don't even think to even ask you how you doing, So those are signs of toxic relationships, toxic friendships that you want to avoid. You want to, move forward. But I'm going to encourage every woman listening to this podcast to build positive relationships with women. Give that woman a chance. Give these women a chance and just build positivity. And you don't have to be best friends, but just be supportive of each other. Keep supporting another woman's win is our win. Remember that, ladies. I'm gonna say that again. One woman's win is every woman's win. Okay? And I'm gonna, that's something that we need to get in our mind frame. When you see another woman striving and winning, that's a check in the book for us. You know what I'm saying? Lift them up, be encouraging. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. This is episode 4. Women United, Divided We Fall. Thank you so much. This is your girl, Cambella from HPOV Podcast. Stay tuned for episode 5. We have a panel, 2 panels, okay? 2 panels of intelligent, beautiful women, beautiful queens coming up, celebrating women's history in episode 5. So stay tuned for that. Always stay true, stay you, and, spread love. All right? Have a good night.